Okay, so welcome everybody to this week's call. My name is Jackie Boyle, and as always, I have the complete honour of being able to host this call for Dr. Joseph Ahrens, dual-nominated Nobel Prize scientist. I know he doesn't like to have that title, but he deserves it, and he has amazing products that are helping people all over the world. I can honestly say for 5.5 years, it's made a huge difference in my life, and this is where the passion comes from for being able to feel honoured enough to be able to share this. So, how are you, Dr. Ahrens, today?
I'm doing great in sunny Bahamas where it's always 30 degrees. So that's like 85 for Fahrenheit people. I'm ready to go.
Okay, so just to make one little quick reminder for people just to stay compliant, please do not record this. We'll provide it to you afterwards as soon as it's loaded up, if you can please respect that. So, Dr. Ahrens, the first question is that a 60-year-old lady who has had a double knee replacement earlier this year. She also has a torn rotator cuff in the shoulder. She's short and round, just so you have a better picture. She started Emul at the end of March, and she started with 2 a day, then increased to 6 a day gradually. She's still figuring out what she needs. However, she says she only sleeps 6 hours and wakes, and she's told me she needs to sleep. She did say she was taking less of the other medications, and she didn't ask what those were. But can you give her any advice in regards to supporting her to basically sleep better on her current regime?
Wow. Well, we just had a great talk for the last 2 weeks on sleep. And I really encourage her or anyone to review those. I think those are on the YouTube channel, aren't they? We can look at those. Just listen to those. And we did an extensive amount. But what I can say is, uh, you ought to actually consider that 24/7 product because it is made to help you to sleep, and it has melatonin in it. And uh, melatonin is the sleep molecule in our body. Just a slight review is the foods contain tryptophan. Tryptophan turns into serotonin, and serotonin is activated by daylight, and it's the one that wakes you up. And then as you go through the day, mid-afternoon, it peaks and then it starts dropping back down and it converts into melatonin. Melatonin is the one that says time to go to bed. So you need to try to work on that cycle. Of course, eat a good diet, but 24/7, the nighttime version of 24/7 has just a little bit of melatonin in there to help you. And I would tell her to review those videos. I think they'll be very helpful. The last two that we did, and consider that 24/7. Now, Emulin is great for the problems that she describes. It supports your body healing. It'll certainly support healing of rotator cuffs. John Horenza had a problem like that, and it completely solved his issue. So we're not curing anything. We're just supporting your body's ability to heal.
Okay, thank you. The next question. So this person has said that they'd kindly like to ask what the recommended dose is to take while being an expectant mother with type 2 diabetes. Her A1C count is at a high of 10, and I'd very much love to share Emul and C with her. Thank you for sharing an amazing product. I appreciate your time and help. If you can provide your thoughts on this, please.
Well, absolutely. Emul and C would be somebody that is concerned about high blood sugar. Again, it supports your body trying to balance that sugar level. And it does that through several different mechanisms. It actually will regulate carbohydrate metabolism in your body. It has two functions. One of them is it supports your immune system, and the other one, it regulates carbohydrate metabolism. And Emul and C particularly made for people that are concerned about their blood sugar levels. 10's pretty high, I feel comfortable when people get down to 5.75. So a pregnant woman, absolutely take it. There's no time where she shouldn't. And therefore, the baby will be getting the benefits of this product. Now, these products are coming from natural food. So it's not some weird thing. If it was 100 years ago, 1,000 years ago, we would probably have these things in our diet already, and we wouldn't have to supplement. But we do now because our current food diets just do not contain enough emulin. So that's why we make them for a supplement. So I do encourage her to take them. I'd probably take about 4 in her case, and it should be Emul C.
Okay, great. Thank you. Somebody has written and said that her father has testicular cancer. He's 67 years old, and they want to help him to support him to be healthier. Can you recommend that he could take Emul and M? And they want to know if they can give it to him, but they're afraid if this could make it worse towards the cancer, or would it support him?
No, they absolutely should take it. There are plenty of studies showing that polyphenolics, flavonoids, which are what is in emulin, are excellent in aiding your body's ability to fight cancer. Plenty of studies. So again, we're not curing a disease, supporting your body in its natural resistance. And I had a issue in my own family with cancer, and we're certainly satisfied in knowing that her outcome was much better because of emulin. So yes, absolutely take emulin. And if there's no issue with blood sugar, it would be Emul and M. And so for a person who's, I don't know how big they are, but if they're about 200 pounds, they should probably take 4 capsules.
Okay, great. I want to ask you this one. It's not really a question. I mean, it is a question, but it is about the brain formula, and they've heard you talk about the brain formula as a product into the future. And can you just please provide just information on your thoughts about it into the future, because they've been searching for it, they cannot find it because obviously it's not available. But what are we doing with that, Dr. Ahrens? Are you able to just give a brief sort of an overview for people on where we're at?
Yes, I absolutely are working with Kevin Thomas to have this formulated. It's a little bit of an expensive formula. We're looking at ways to make it as economical as possible. The formula is ready to go. We just have to make sure that it comes in at a price point so people can afford it. So yes, it's ready. It's not on the market yet. We just have to get the green light, and we'll make it available through Valentis.
I'm very excited about that product. I know there's a few of us, like Dr. Ron Borsima Sr. as well. Very excited for lots of reasons. Okay, so this person has said that they've been meaning to ask you that this is regarding taking 6 capsules of Emulin every day. Is there still a need for this person to take multivitamins, vitamin C with zinc, calcium D3 separately? They're diagnosed to have osteopenia a year and a half ago. I have not been back to my physician due to lockdown. If there's no need for me to take those vitamins separately and Emulin is more than enough, then can I saturate my intake of Emulin to 8 capsules a day to support my body?
Well, that's a little bit of a complicated question. First of all, to find out if somebody needs vitamins or not, they need to do a blood test. I do actually one twice a year, a broad panel, a blood panel, to find out actually, do I have enough vitamin C, vitamin B, vitamin D? And the problem with telling people anything about vitamins is every person absorbs them differently. And myself, I'm pretty healthy. Nevertheless, I usually run low on vitamin D. Even though I'm always living in Florida or Bahamas in the tropics, and I got plenty of sunshine, I'm running low on D, and I know that because of a blood test. So I actually vitamin B12 and D. So that's why I supplement myself with those 2 vitamins. Now, as far as Emulin replacing any vitamins, it will replace. It could replace vitamin C. As far as vitamin C's antioxidant properties, Emulin's a great antioxidant. but there may be other reasons that you're on C, or that your healthcare professional prescribed you to be on vitamin C. You can't take too much vitamin C. I mean, you've got to really overload for it to be toxic, like 3 and 4 and 5 grams a day before there's any trouble. And there's never any trouble with Emul because you eliminate excess through either the urine or your skin. So I'm hesitant to say, yes, you can cut down on those vitamins, because I don't know why you were originally prescribed those or why you thought you needed them. Most people do not need a multivitamin. It's a waste of money. It's a waste of money. The only way to really know is to get a blood test and see what the vitamin levels in your blood are.
Okay, fabulous. Another question is, we've got somebody's on this call, and I can see this gentleman, and he's just actually asked in regards to people that he's bringing on board. He's got I don't know if it's a neurologist or a nephrologist, wants to know if there is a white paper on the product, Emul, testing and ingredients, and where they would seek those before she will agree for her clients to be able to take them, or patients to be able to use Emul. Where would this person send them to look for those things, Dr. Ahrens?
Well, we've had a real big change in the information available on that Valentis website, and even on my own page, ATM Metabolics. There's been a lot of housekeeping there. There are papers, there are actually published scientific papers, and I can imagine they might not be as easy to get as they once were. So I'm glad in this case that we could send these papers, and also the testing and analysis. We do have that, of course. We have to do that constantly. And, we ought to make a note of that and get this person that information.
Okay, we shall do. So that person is on this call. So if you can just send an email through for us, just to remind us, that would be great, Warren, because I know you're here. Okay, Dr. Ahrens, this person's recently joined Valentis, and they have a few questions concerning the Emul products. They have read that Emul C is good for sugar levels and cholesterol. I don't know enough about the Emul and M or C. I take several different medications daily. I know that you have this in front of you as well, so I'm going to struggle with some of these. But anyway, I think it's levothyroxine, Cymbalta, Wellbutrin, Prilosec, Linzess, along with eye vitamins and Bentyl. I have the beginning stages of macular degeneration. I also have a lot of stomach issues, but doing good at the moment. I also have ADD. I don't take anything for that. I would like to know exactly which products I need to take along with my daily medications. I did start drinking the thermo coffee, but since going through some difficult times in the several years, they've also gained 40 pounds, which also is a concern for them. They're terribly lethargic, and they really have not wanting to leave the home as well. I know you have probably heard all of these things before, but from what I have seen, you're a great doctor and a scientist, and I would love to get some advice as to which products you think I should take to make me feel better with what I have just told you.
Well, first of all, there is no drug interaction. There's no known drug interaction. Of all the tens of thousands of drugs, there's no known drug interaction between these polyflavonoids with Emul. And so you can take them and stay on your current drug regime. Secondly, everyone needs Emul. No matter what your problems are, your body needs Emul. We're totally convinced that this is like discovering a new vitamin. And the FDAs around the world do not let people discover new vitamins anymore. They told us we had to sell it as a supplement. So that's what we're doing. Everybody needs Emul. That baby we talked about in the womb, right up to people, from cradle to grave and all in between, on the cycle of life. Everyone needs Emul, regardless of what is wrong with you. But in particular, the things that you name in macular degeneration, those are absolutely benefited by polyflavonoids. Also glaucoma. That's the health of the retina. that absolutely been shown to help your body support good eye health, good every health, good joint health. The Emul and M and Emul and C are almost identical. They both help you support your body's immune system. And immune system doesn't just mean attack against a virus or something. That's actually part of your health, your rebuilding, your wound healing, the repair of your body. That's all part of the immune system. And Emulin strongly supports the immune system. And also what it does is it regulates carbohydrate metabolism. These polyflavonoids are required to have good, normal sugar metabolism. And without it, we're all dysfunctional. And that's very often people start taking Emulin and do find out they're a little brighter because the sugar gets, stops clogging up your brain. It gets utilized. But this Emulin C is formulated to be more towards the carbohydrate and blood sugar regulation support. And the Emulin M is formulated to be more towards the immune system support. So we always say, take Emulin M unless you have you're wanting to have some issue but with your blood sugar, then you should take Emulin C. Now, as far as being lethargic and weight gain, I would strongly suggest that besides the other fine products that Valentis carries, that you should consider 24/7. It will help you in regulating your diet. It'll curb your appetite a little bit. It will promote the burning of carbs. It makes you feel less lethargic. It energizes you without being a stimulant. And then there's a nighttime. So 24/7 comes with 2 bottles. One's a red cap for the daytime and a blue cap for nighttime. And the blue in the night when helps you sleep, relaxes you, while it's still during the night helps you utilize those carbohydrates. So you will find yourself more rested, and you've got to get good sleep. Your health depends on it no matter what your issues are. I hope that addressed all those issues.
I certainly did, Dr. Ahrens, and a good healthy diet helps too, doesn't it?
Diet and exercise. And really, when we talk about Emulin, we're talking about your diet. This should be in your part of your diet.
Okay, the next question is somebody who is on anti-rejection drugs due to a kidney transplant. These drugs also suppress the immune system. Would Emulin be all right for him to take? He can't have grapes or grapefruit.
Well, the reason that he can't have grapes or grapefruit is because a slight misconception by the medical community that grapefruit in particular interferes with drugs. And it actually, what happens is it interferes with the P450 pathway. Your body recognizes these drugs are not good for you. And so it has like a vacuum cleaner called a P450 cytochrome, and it goes throughout your blood and it gets rid of all these drugs that are not too good for you. We take them when we have to, but they're generally not good for you. And so in order to make sure you get enough medication, you're actually double dosed because they know that P450 is going to suck up most of the drugs. Well, what happens is there is a natural molecule in grapefruit. It's not one of these polyflavonoids that slows down that P450, and you end up getting the full dose of the drugs. So you could overdose on the drugs. It's not directly between the grapefruit and the drug. It's between the grapefruit and the P450. So there's no grapefruit in here. And even though sometimes we extract these polyflavonoids from grapes, there's no grape in this product. It's just like getting vitamin C out of an orange or vitamin C out of a rose hip. There's no citrus in a vitamin C capsule. So there's no grape actually in Emulin, even though we sometimes source out of grapes. So there would be no issue there. Secondly, absolutely, there's scientific literature saying that there's some components of Emulin that promote graft taking. Well, promote the graft. And anyone who's on any type of graft, heart, I don't care what, kidney, that will really aid in recovery. Also, if you remember, I said it supports your immune system, and that immune system is there to wound heal. So it supports that. Yeah, you absolutely should be on the Emul and M, and good luck. I bet you'll be better off for it.
Wow. Thank you so much. The next question is for somebody with Alzheimer's or dementia. Should they recommend that they take Emul and C because of the possible link to diabetes?
Well, there's not actually a link. Alzheimer's is diabetes. It's actually type 3 diabetes. So if you just Google that, it'll come up Alzheimer's. It's dysfunctional carbohydrate metabolism in the brain. My partner and I discovered that link in 2007. And he went on to make a product for that. But yes, take Emul and C, and there's been reports of people that have had the positive experience that were in the first stages of Alzheimer's when they took Emul. They were much better off. That's about all I can say legally on that. We do not cure any diseases. It supports your body. And in this case, we're not even trying to cure diabetes. It supports your body maintaining a proper sugar level, including in your brain.
Excellent. So if somebody cannot take blood thinners, does Emul thin the blood at all? He's diabetic. He gets shots and laser in his eyes because of little veins that form back there. So could he take Emul? So there's a couple of questions there.
Well, I will tell you that there is a blood thinner in Emul. A blood thinner, that sounds crazy, but it's the same blood thinner that is in garlic and onion. It's quercetin. Quercetin is known to thin the blood. It's a lot like that P450 story. If people took enough food that had enough polyflavonoids in it, if they took Emul, their body would have the right amount of cells that would not clog together. The blood would be naturally thinned. Yet people do not get these products in their diet, so therefore they go on blood thinners. And people say, "Well, I'm already on a blood thinner. Can I take Emul?" I said, probably if you're on Emul, you wouldn't need any unnatural blood thinners. So there is a small amount in Emul and C. It is 2% of the capsule is quercetin, and quercetin has been shown to have a slight blood thinning composition to it. So Emul and M, it's got a lot of quercetin. I'd stay away from that. I don't think there would be any reason. Now, I am not your personal physician. I cannot give you health advice, but I know that as a physiologist, the amount of quercetin that's in Emul and C, you would not even notice any difference.
Okay, excellent. Thank you. Another question, is Emul and M something that would help somebody that's currently using an oxygen tank to breathe due to having an autoimmune disease?
Yeah, absolutely. First of all, autoimmune. Emul is great for autoimmune diseases. That's all. And I say it's great for the diseases because it doesn't cure the disease, but it supports your body's response to that disease, especially autoimmune diseases. So your body can get on track, it can rebalance, and people with things like psoriasis find great results because we support your body's problem that it has with autoimmune, which is starting to eat itself up. And Emul manages that. So yes, that's good on the autoimmune part. And then there's no reason that they should not take it because they're on oxygen. In fact, it will reduce the cellular pressure to allow the oxygen to enter your cells more easily. And it will absolutely promote better circulation in the capillaries. At one time, this product, when it was first, parts of this product were discovered in Russia back in the 40s, last century, and they noticed that it helped with permeability of the capillaries, and they wanted to call it vitamin P for permeability. And so this product is related to that. And I can say will absolutely help the oxygen saturate your cells much easier. It will certainly support your body in its fight with that autoimmune problem.
Excellent. Thank you. And the very last question is, somebody's daughter has quite a bad acne problem with her skin. Will Emul and M be able to support and assist that, please?
I don't know. I can't say that it will directly support it as far as take it and their acne goes away. But my grandchildren took the product, and what they saw was, they had an inflammatory response to the acne. It was my oldest grandson, quite severe, and it aided in all that side of the issue. It may not necessarily have prevented the acne from occurring, but its body could much easily deal with it. So there was less inflammation and there was less infection, and it supported a good environment, the proper type of bacteria. And so his problem was much less. But I'm going to tell you, I can't say, okay, yeah, it's going to really reduce your acne. It will reduce the problems associated with that acne. But I'll go back on top of the record and say, everybody needs Emul, whether they've got acne or a heart transplant or they're 95 or they're still in the womb. Everybody needs Emul.
Okay, Dr. Ahrens, so that's the end of our questions, and I really appreciate you answering each and every one of those. And I just want to actually remind people that everything that has been explained here today, we're not aiming to cure, heal, and or fix anything with anything that you've heard here today. It's just merely Dr. Ahrens' personal opinion on the questions that were asked. If you've got any other questions, please make sure you do email them in, and we will do this on a monthly basis. So please give us, have a little bit of patience. But Dr. Ahrens, is there anything you'd like to finish off with before we end this call today?
Well, I do welcome those questions because I want the whole idea of us having these calls, the whole idea of us putting together our websites, drjosephahrens.com, our Facebook pages, our YouTube channel, is to answer questions about health, diet, exercise. What does it all mean? We want to be a place where you can come and get these real answers to questions that are, based on science, and it's not just me. We have people come in and help us in their own areas of expertise. We're going to go through some exercise discussions pretty soon. We've talked about sleep. We're going to talk more about diet. We've covered cholesterol and fats and proteins and carbohydrates. So I do appreciate these questions. And, if you don't find what you are looking for on those websites, send these questions in. We'll take care of them.
Okay, thank you so much, Dr. Ahrens. And as always, I truly appreciate you giving us your time. And for those that do watch this call afterwards, or for those that share it, thank you so much. We really do appreciate you giving us your valuable time, and we look forward to seeing you next time. So thank you, and have a great evening or have a great night. Bye.